What's going on, guys? Today we're checking out the Mifo 05 True Wireless Earbuds. Now, they say they have ambient mode, but does it actually work? That's the real question. But before we jump into the details on that, I just want to say that if this is your first time to the channel, welcome to Plug and Play. My name is J-Dub, and the goal of this channel and of this video are to help you guys make a better tech buying decision. Now, if that sounds like something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to the channel, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any other videos. Now, with that out of the way, let's kick it off with an unboxing. Alright guys, so here we have the Mifo 05 Plus True Wireless Earbuds. Now, as you can see, packaging wise, it's got kind of a metallic-y finish to the outside, very straightforward. So right off the bat, we've got Bluetooth 5.0, 7 hours of playtime, which we'll break down here in just a little bit because it's actually a pretty impressive number when you look at the grand total here. We got a 15 times charging provided in the case, so you can charge these earbuds 15 times with the case itself, and a total standby time of 100 days. And you've got four buttons total. You got 2 buttons on each earbud that do independent things. So there's lots of controls on deck with these guys. The earbuds has master wireless chipset, so you can use them independently, which is pretty cool. Better and clear communication, transparency mode, which is huge. This is a huge feature of these earbuds, which we'll break down here in just a little bit, and I'll tell you what my thoughts are on that. You got it rated at IP67, which is fantastic. So these guys are waterproof. Definitely putting them underwater, which is awesome. 6 to 7 hours of playtime per charge, 100 days of standby time, and your total battery life on the case is 2,600 milliamp hours, allowing you to charge them up to 15 times. So everything we need to know right there on the top. Opening up the case, it's a pretty nice presentation overall. The earbuds are normally right here. I've already taken them out and put them in the case to get them charged up for the review, but you get the case here, which we'll look at here in just a moment. You got your swag bag here with, there's lots of cool art and informational packets about the entire about the earbuds themselves. And you got your extra ear tips and your cables in there, as well as your manual down in this little pouch here. So lots of good stuff, very, very well done packaging there. Now, the earbuds themselves come with this plastic cover on the outside, which actually has all the button configurations. But you've got left and right earbud has, 2 different buttons per earbud. You got standby, you get power on, power off, single pairing use. You've got voice assistant activation. You've got ambient mode activation. You've got volume controls, skip and pause. You got every feature you could possibly need through a different combination of the buttons, which is great. So lots of functionality here, which is awesome. Now, the cases up front, as you can see, is kind of a matte finish on the outside with this very nice, elegant looking silver rim around the outside. It is completely aluminum case. So this is a very nice, it's cold here. So this is actually kind of chilly. So it's completely metal on the outside, which is awesome. It's charged via micro USB, which you can see here. That is the LED indicator light for when it is charging. But outside of that, there's not much else. The great thing about this case is that it's completely smooth and rounded all the way around. There's not a sharp edge on here. So going in and out of pockets, it does that very, very well, which is great. You get your Mifo branding on the front, and that's basically it. I love the case. It's a little on the heavy side, but then again, that comes with the battery life. The nice thing is that it's smaller. I mean, as far as like its size here, the shape wise, it's smaller than a business card. So it fits really well in pockets. It even goes in my pocket next to my wallet, which is fantastic. So overall, really well designed there. Flipping this open, Mifo is known for this really kind of a cool looking hinge effect here. You can kind of see it when I pop this guy open. It kind of has an extension to the hinge. It's not just a standard flip up. It's also kind of got this neat little lifting mechanism. So it kind of slides open and it stays open. It kind of sits back on itself and kind of tips into that position, which is great. Inside here, it says, "Make it fully optimal." Which is like a little brand slogan there. Not sure what that's about, but anyway. And then you got the earbuds inside. Now, the earbuds themselves are a pretty unique design, to be perfectly honest with you. They keep that metallic look to them that you found on the case on the outside. You can see that it's got 2 different buttons here. You got your microphone on the front, you got your ambient microphone here on the top, and then you've got your gel tip on there, and you got your contacts on the inside. So everything's pretty standard. They use somewhat customized shape of earbud. It's kind of a more blocky shape than a normal gel earbud. So, but it's not anything crazy. So if you were going to use something custom, you could definitely do that. You just have to make sure that it fits in the case, which is not always something that works very well. But what you'll notice though is that the earbuds themselves are very small in size, right? So to be able to get 7 hours of battery life in these guys is pretty impressive for their size. And I'll show you what they look like on in just a minute. But you'll see that the right earbud is red, the left earbud has a blue color to it on the front, just to kind of help you get a visual on that. And then you got 2 buttons on either side, but that's basically it. Style wise, again, you'll see them in my ears here in just a moment, and you'll find that they are very, very uniquely shaped and very low profile, which is pretty sweet as well. So with all that said, that's what you get in the package. That's what it all looks like. So now let's do some spec talk and the review. So as you guys saw in the unboxing, the Mifo comes with everything that you need out of the package, and overall the case is really, really nice. I really like the design of it. The aluminum, the weight to it feels very premium, which is good. Now, with the talk of premium, the price on these guys at the time of making this video is under 95 bucks. They come at $92.99 at the time of making this video on Amazon in the US. However, you will find that down in the description below, I have a link to both the US, Canada, as well as for our UK friends. There's a link to those down in the description below. Keep in mind, guys, that those are affiliate links. I do make a small commission off those if you do make a purchase using those links. So price-wise, 92 bucks at the time of making this video is a pretty premium price, right? We're almost into that $100 price range. So let's talk about the specs and if I think it's worth that money. Overall battery quality, right? Battery length, battery longevity, what are we talking about here? Now, this is where the Mifo 05 excels significantly. So right off the bat, 7 hours of battery life, you're probably thinking, you know, isn't the greatest, right? It's not the top of the line range where we're at now. We're starting to see earbuds in the 8-9 hour ranges on a single charge. However, when you're looking at something this small and this compact, getting 7 hours of battery life out of these guys is a pretty amazing feat in my opinion. So they've done very well with the optimizations to make that possible. Now, the great thing is that this case has such a big battery in there, right? They've put such a large battery in there. This guy, the whole package, total earbuds fully charged and case fully charged, you have 100 hours of listening time across the board. That's crazy significant. That's a huge amount of battery. So what I'm saying here is you put these guys in the case, you start charging them, you take them off when they're fully charged, you head out the door, you have 100 hours of listening time before these guys need to come back to the charger. That is significant. So right off the bat, battery life, in my opinion, is absolutely fantastic. So now let's talk about another big one, and the voice call quality. Now, stereo calling is on deck. So when you make phone calls, you hear everything in stereo, which is very nice, very convenient. But when it comes to audio quality, as far as other people hearing you, let me play you an audio sample of the microphone so you guys can get an idea of what it sounds like. All right, guys, so here is the test audio of the Mifo 05 Plus built-in Bluetooth microphone. Now this is the audio out of the microphone without any alterations whatsoever. Again, as usual, the only alteration I may have done is some noise leveling to make sure that it's just not, you know, exceedingly louder than the video itself. But this is what you should expect as far as the quality outside of the box. Right when you pull it out, you turn them on. This is the call quality that you should be able to pass through to people on phone calls and things like that. So hopefully this helps you kind of get an idea of what that sounds like. So let's get back into the review. So there you guys heard it. That is the audio sound of the microphone itself on these earbuds. Now, the one thing you have to keep in mind when you're talking about earbuds that are like this, right? There's no stem on them that brings it down closer. There's no microphone anywhere. They have to get the audio from your mouth up here to the earbud, way kind of up here on your ear, right? That's a challenging feat to get. And so in my opinion, the overall sound quality of the microphone sounded a little on the tinny side, right? A lot of high-end distortion a little bit for the most part, but it was clear, right? People are going to be able to hear you just fine. And in my testing with my wife, who's my biggest critic on phone calls, she had no complaints. She really didn't have any complaints. She sounded, you know, I asked her, like, how does this sound? How do I sound? And she said, you sound fine. And so I mean, really, as long as she says it's good, I'm happy. So in my opinion, the overall voice quality is good enough. Now, if you're trying to use these as, like, you know, you're making conference calls or sales calls all day, that kind of thing, I wouldn't probably default to these. They probably wouldn't be the best in that respect. But if you need to take some phone calls, you need to be on a conference call and listen and maybe chime in a little bit, you're going to be just fine. People are going to hear you clearly, and overall the sound quality is pretty darn good. So speaking of sound quality, what's the sound quality like on these? And I'm happy to report that the Mifo 05s really can pump out some pretty impressive sound. again, especially with good battery life, 7 hours of battery life, I was impressed. Pulling these guys out, popping them in, running through my playlist, which I do put a link in the description below. I have a test playlist that I run all of my earbuds through that I feel like covers a great genre set of music, all different, music in different genres to get highs, mids, and lows. And that link is down in the description below. You'll find it down there. But running it through my test playlist, I was very impressed. The mids, the lows, and the highs are all very well represented. These do, in my opinion, lean a little bit towards the higher end. I feel like they have crisp little highs. They're not a warm pair of earbuds, but they do kick out some pretty heavy duty bass. And what that tells me is that they've balanced the audio very, very well. So you have bass present, but it doesn't muddy up the rest of the sound signature. So are these the best earbuds that I've ever heard? No, they're a single driver. They're not the craziest sound. They're not the most intense sound, but they just cover the bases really, really well. So if you're looking for a solid pair of earbuds for working out, for the gym, for doing whatever, these guys perform very, very well. I'm very happy with it. And at this price point, I think once again, they've done a great, great job. And so the last feature that I want to go over really quickly before I tell you what I think just in general is the ambient sound mode. Now, ambient sound, it was a big selling point for me when it came to these earbuds. When I was looking through the specs and I saw that, I was like, okay, here we go. Let's give them a shot. And at 92 bucks, I'm like, all right, let's see how well it works. And I will be perfectly honest with you, this is one of the best ambient modes I've heard so far. Now, if you don't know what ambient mode is, a quick run through really quickly. Ambient mode has earbuds have an additional microphone on the earbud that is listening to the sound outside. And you have the option to turn it on to where that audio then passes through the earbuds into your ears, which allows you to basically hear the ambient sounds in the area that you're in. This is really great if you ride your bike, if you're on public transit, if you're trying to, if you're driving while you're listening to them, if you're trying to, just be aware of what's going on around you while still listening to your music. The other place that I use it all the time is if I'm in line at Starbucks, I'm listening to my music and I'm kind of doing my thing. I'm just about to get up to the register. I activate ambient mode and now I can hear them clearly in my earbuds without having to pull it out, right? And that is a huge benefit. That's a great benefit to not having to, a lot of people always have to take their headphones off or they got to pull their earbud out to make an order or whatever. This way, I just double tap or I push and hold down for 2 seconds. It activates it. The microphone comes on. I can hear it very clearly and I can hear people perfectly clearly through ambient mode. The volume that comes through, they've done a very good job about passing the audio through. It's very clear. It's like a sharp, the microphone on the outside really, really picks up that audio. So overall, if you're looking for a pair of earbuds that have ambient mode and you don't want to spend, a lot of money for like the high-end name brands that have that mode, these guys rock ambient mode very, very well. I'm looking at my screen right now, for $92.99 on Amazon at the time of making this video, the ambient mode is crushing it. The ambient mode is absolutely, in my opinion, fantastic. I love it. I think it works really, really well. And that alone is a feature that definitely sets these guys up well at that price point. Mix that with the audio quality, you're doing great. Add a little bit of icing on the cake with 100 hours of total battery life. Sold, in my opinion. $92.99 on Amazon at the time of making this video is a smoking deal, in my opinion, for this package. You're not gonna find a package that gets you much more than that, in my opinion. So, at the end of the day, definitely get a thumbs up from me on these earbuds. The Mifo 05s get the JDub stamp, seal of approval, whatever that means. So, guys, as usual, you can check them out in the links below. Again, I got US, Canada, and UK links down there for you guys to find them where you live. But hopefully, this video was helpful for you. Hopefully this is a pair of earbuds that might be interesting to you. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down in the comment section below, because I love having a conversation with you guys down there. But as usual, that is it for me, and I will see you guys in the next video.